An estimated 90% of India's ceramic products come from the state of Gujarat. But the industry has struggled in recent years. First, companies started replacing workers with machines, leaving many ceramicists without jobs. Then, weakened demand forced many of those factories to pause production or shut down completely. This company has stayed afloat, but it hasn't been easy.
आज 56 years के बाद भी मैं कम से कम 12 से 15 घंटे तक काम करता हूँ.
To keep potters working, owner Mansukhbhai Prajapati combined traditional handmade techniques with machinery. Then he set out to tackle a big problem. Many of his customers don't have regular access to electricity. So, Mansukhbhai designed appliances completely out of clay, like refrigerators and pressure cookers that don't need power. And they had to be cheap. So far, his strategies have been a success. The company tripled its product portfolio in a decade and set itself apart in a region that's been famous for ceramics for centuries. Mansukhbhai's family has made ceramics for generations. But it's only in the last 10 years that he's made a living from it. That's thanks to a sweet spot between machine-made and handmade. It all starts with the clay. It's sourced domestically within India or melted from old ceramics. This machine does the melting. It's called a boil mill. After 12 hours, they get a liquid clay. It needs to be thickened with dry powdered ceramic. It's then churned with what's called a blunder to stop the clay from settling. Once it's time to use the clay, it's pumped into this big metal container. Workers pour in natural dye for a uniform color. To make a pressure cooker, they mold it using a hydraulic press. Workers finish it off using this machine called an electric chuck. But to make pots, artisans use this wheel. Much of this work is still done the way it's always been done, by hand. They carefully join the top and bottom pieces of the pot together. It takes a lot of skill. But an experienced artisan can finish a piece in minutes. Once an item is properly molded, it goes into a rolling kiln. Kilns like this have always been used to cook ceramics, but they used to be dangerous. But Mansukhbhai's kiln is different. And it cooks the clay at the perfect temperature. Too little heat, and the ceramic won't harden. Too much heat, and it'll crack. 6 hours later, the items have hardened fully. While Mansukhbhai's ceramics still have handmade parts, that hasn't been the case for most Indian companies in years. Starting in the mid-90s, industrialization swept Gujarat's ceramic industry. Machines took over most of the production process, and it left most artisans, like Mansukhbhai's father, without work. But Mansukhbhai believed he could do better than his predecessors. 20 years ago, after reading about one of India's most devastating earthquakes, Mansukhbhai shifted gears to focus on solving a huge problem. It took 4 years to finalize the design for the Mitticool refrigerator. It can keep perishable food cool for up to a week. And it never needs electricity. Mansukhbhai's fridge costs $40, about 1/3 the price of an electric one. Because of the fridge sales, Mitticool's production is picking up while hundreds of other ceramic companies in the area paused production. In the past year, online sales have jumped, and the company employs 150 people, mostly women. Mansukhbhai tripled his current portfolio of 350 products to include handmade tiles, exterior products, and murals.